departing the station soon. Please secure all loose articles, ensure small children are sitting towards the center of the seat, and that all arms, hands, and legs are always kept inside the car. All aboard? So. I'm Joel. I decided to be employed with Kennywood. I've been one of the park's electricians for about 3 decades. And now, let's talk a little bit about the history of Kennywood Park.
Okay.
You were riding on a piece of history. The engine pulling this train was first appeared in 1939 at New York World's Fair. It was sponsored by the Gimbels Department Store. That's why this train has become known as the Gimbels Flywheel. The coaches and teams of the ride have changed over the years. Took its first ride here at Kennywood in 1945.
We should start at the beginning. Our story begins way back in 1818 when Charles Kenny purchased the land that would one day become Kennywood. The land became a popular picnic spot known as Kenny's Grove around the time of the Civil War, and on December 18, 1898, the Kenny family used the land to inaugurate Taylor Street Road.
Power plant over there.
Creating our small travel park.
You know, it was Pittsburgh businessman Andrew Mellon who raised the name Kennywood.
There's the holy steel curtain.
The Parkside Cafe and the Carousel Burger Company are the only two remaining structures on that area.
In 1906, the park was sold to 2 families. The same families owned and operated the park into the 21st century, and you can still find their names here in Kennywood Junction if you know where to look.
Early years, visitors enjoyed picnicking.
This is one train that doesn't have that. It's not like that train at Idlewild that has a whistle. I don't really like that.
In those days were the dance hall and the speed oak lane.
Wow, look at Steely over there.
Operating ride was the old bell, which was built in 1903.
Haven't been on it yet. Look at that old train. Look at it circling on that train
Kennywood
there.
added some popular rides that you can still take a ride on today. Our current whip ride opened in 1926, followed by the merry-go-round and the turtle in 1927. We also went a little coaster crazy and added 3 coasters designed by John Miller. Jackrabbit, Racer, and Pippin all use the natural topography of our land, and each has its own uniqueness.
This is also the decade that the famous Kennywood arrows were first seen to help travelers find the park. In 1930, Harry Traver designed 2 new rides for the park, the Auto Race and the Laugh in the Dark. These would be the last new attractions for many years because of the Great Depression.
Many parks had to close. Kennywood survived due to the dedication of its guests and employees.
You worked here back then, didn't you?
I'm not that old.
Admission was free in those days, and many people spent their days playing skee-ball in the Penny Arcade, dancing at the dance hall, or enjoying zoo-related attractions like the Monkey House. There were also many appearances by popular
Gas
band
station
orchestras
and an auto
other
race.
local personalities.
Eventually, the Depression subsided, and in 1936, Kennywood built a new walk-through dark ride, Noah's Ark. Ironically, this was also the year of Pittsburgh's great St. Patrick's
One
Day
ride for the
Club.
whole family.
Out of the Depression and into the war era, World War II was a driving force in the 1940s. Kennywood's own radio station, the Voice of Kennywood.
And it's one you can use your phone on
I'm
too.
sure you do. But this Voice of
There's
Kennywood
steel
would
curtain. I haven't been on
broadcast
it yet,
news
but
from
I'm
the
gonna
front
have the
lines of
courage to get on there and be brave.
1941 provided some much-needed
Faith
laughter
overcomes fear.
with a view of laughing sound. And the post-war baby boom saw the addition of the Little Dipper roller coaster and an expansion of Kittyland, which is one of the largest in America. And as the nation entered into the television age in the
Oh, there's
1950s,
jackrabbits.
Kennywood, Our band shell became host to many celebrities. The Lone Ranger, Clarabelle the Clown from the How Cute Show, and my favorite, the Three Stooges, just to name a few. That decade also saw the addition of our fall fantasy parades and the fondly remembered kitty cat events.
The 1960s and 70s were challenging times for Kennywood. With the emergence of theme parks, Kennywood had to make big changes to compete. We saw the addition of the popular gas-powered turnpike ride in 1966.
125 years of Kennywood.
Ran for a new roller coaster and no room to build one. Andy Vettel redesigned the pit, creating a more thrilling wooden roller coaster called the
Thunderbolts. It was ranked as the nation's best in the New York Times in 1974. In 1975, Kennywood made the decision to build its first $1 million ride, the Log Jam. This helped launch us into a new era. We also decided to return Henry and Howdy Doody and create our own
They have another
mascots,
train over here.
Kenny Kangaroo and Jeeters. But do you know the most important addition to the park in this era?
Of course.
If anybody knows where Aero 360 is, please let me know.
With our first steel coaster, the Laser Loop. We added many other rides to our lineup, including Gold Rusher, Pirate, and the Wave Swinger.
In 1985, we replaced our Music Plaza and the Little Dipper with the Raging Rapids, and in 1988, the park was immortalized by Rick Seaback's WQED documentary, Kennywood Memories. We also added to our family in the 80s by getting two sister parks, Idlewild and Sandcastle.
The 1990s roared delight.
This is a very long ride.
Fastest roller coaster, the Steel Phantom.
Hey, it's
We also added
Thomas.
our biggest expansion to date, Lost Kennywood.
Oh wait, that's not
Lots
Thomas.
of people noticed that Pittsburgh is spelled without the
Sorry,
H
I
on the
thought that was
entrance.
Thomas the train.
But that's not a mistake.
Nope. This was named after Oakland's
This is called the
park
Kenny
at the turn of the
Express.
century, and that's how Pittsburgh spelled its name at the time.
Like I said, that one in Idlewild, it's a lot
Of the indoor
older and it has a
swimming
lot of
pool called the Exterminator and the 251-foot tall Pitfall Drop Tower.
Why I
This is
said
also
that.
when we were first recognized as the National
The
Historic
train makes a
Landmark
loud
and when we
whistle.
celebrated our 100th anniversary.
So,
It
no.
was time for the turn of another century.
Yeah, there's Steely over there.
Thunderbolt. We adapted the Steel Phantom from
Good
Phantom's Revenge.
brave to ride that. Well,
We also added other new thrilling attractions like Air 360, Skywalk.
we'll not be doing an on-ride POV of that.
2002 saw the
That's
end of the
dangerous.
old tradition of closing on Labor Day. During Phantom Fall Fest, our family-friendly park transforms into a haunted thrill experience after dark. Starting in 2011, guests could invoke millions of lights and even some of their favorite rides in the winter at our Holiday Lights Christmas-time celebration. In 2019, Kennywood again became home to the state's tallest and fastest coaster with its view of the steel curtain.
There's a fire extinguisher on board.
In 2023, we celebrated our 125th birthday with
Got two
park-wide
Indians.
events that celebrated our past while looking to the future. While a lot has changed over the years, one thing never will. Kennywood is a place to escape from the hustle and bustle of everyday life and create new memories together.
We hope you enjoyed your ride on the Old Kennywood Railroad.
There's the play area and a miniature roller coaster. Auto race. Kenny's cargo drop tower and a little Ferris wheel. Unfortunately, I think Sky Coaster is closed. And I was gonna try to battle that one, but oh, they got a little miniature wave swinger. You got a little miniature wave swinger.
We're almost back at the station. Please make sure that you gather all of your loose articles and remain seated until the station attendant gives you the all clear. Thanks for riding the old Kennywood Railroad. We'll see you on your next adventure soon here at Kennywood.
There's a mention out too, they're there. That looks interesting over there.